Hey there, toy collector friends and Transformers fans alike. Welcome back to the channel. I am the Triple TC, that is the time traveling toy collector, and today we are looking at the Transformers Haslab Omega Prime. Yes, it has arrived in the UK, it has been delivered, I have it in hand. I am beyond excited. Now, it's hefty, and I have already opened the top just to see what the sort of layout of it is, and there's 4 separate boxes. Which, to be fair, I kind of knew from looking at other people's reviews who've already received earlier copies of this. So I am going to do this in a few different installments. Some I'll edit together for this video, but when it comes down to actually looking at the individual bots, we will of course be doing that in separate segments, so each element of the Haslab gets its own unique chapter, if you like. So, Transformers Haslab Omega Prime. Oh my goodness me, this box, I mean, let's take a look at that front artwork there. There's Omega Prime in all of his glory, and it is spectacular. We've also got Blue Bolt down the bottom here. She's making her debut. It really is fantastic. Apologies if there's any issues with the sound quality, of course. I'm recording this in a slightly different area to try to manage the size of the box. So apologies if there's additional shadowing as well. Here we have the top of the box, so we've got Omega Prime, we've got Optimus Prime and Ultra Magnus, and they're using lovely artwork as the characters appeared in the Robots in Disguise, I believe it was, television series. So that's the top there. Coming round to this side, we have Transformers Optimus Prime. So here we have the Optimus Prime artwork, and again, really beautiful. Really lovely. It's tremendous. It's tremendous. Here we have on this side the Ultra Magnus artwork. Now this is a version of Ultra Magnus I'm not that familiar with, and from what I've seen of the design, it's not really a great design. I also don't think this is accurate because I get the impression his legs are way weirdly longer than they appear on this packaging art. And I'll just turn it again this way so we can see the reverse, and here you can see the obligatory product shots. So we have Omega Prime here with some of the accessories that come as tier releases. So you've got the space bridge, the matrix sword, etc., and him standing looking all Optimus Omega Prime-y. Here we have the Optimus battle station and the basic Optimus Prime figure with his abs. We'll deal with that later. Super mode, and of course the fire engine mode, which I believe he comes packed in. And then below we have Ultra Magnus in robot mode, alt mode, complete with Blue Bolts, and Blue Bolts herself in both robot and weapon mode, or one of the weapon modes, because she's a weaponizer type thing. So, and here we have words and stuff and words. So this is the exterior of the box, and now bear with me while I get the interior on display. So here we are with the interior. I've opened the box up so we can see the interior, and as I said, you've got 4 packages. This long flat one, this thin flat one, and these 2 very exciting boxes here with Cybertronian numbers on so we don't get confused. This is how it's packaged in. Again, talking about the packaging of the previous Haslabs, this I think is the next stage of the evolution, because we've already seen how Victory Saber came packaged. Lovely idea, not great in practice. Deathsaurus, similar idea, individual boxes. This is the prettiest the individual boxes have ever looked. And it looks like each box has got a little tab. Please don't rip, please don't rip. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Does that not just pull out? It doesn't seem to want to pull out. Am I doing something? Oh, no, there we go. Don't know what I was doing wrong, but here it comes. So here's box 1 coming out. Transformers on the top. So nothing else around the edges, Haslab. So we'll just put this to one side. Then we'll take this box out. This is nice and easy to manage. This I think is the matrix sword. We'll put that over to one side. Then these 2 boxes we'll take a look at in a moment. I'm just going to take a look at the other boxes now, and again I try and avoid shadows where I can. And I will also just say apologies if there's any variation in sound as well as the shadows, because as I mentioned, I'm not in my usual recording area to accommodate the size of all of this. Okay, so let's take a look at those two accessory packs. Okay, so accessory pack number 1, which is this here. I'm not gonna take everything out. This is just really a preliminary look at what we're dealing with. So this is the first box. Never opened it before. You're seeing it the first time that I'm seeing it. So I'm so excited about it. I tell you what, before I get this out, I'm just going to say, get myself out of the light. I'm just going to say that I don't know if I've ever been as excited and as nauseous to receive something this fabulous. Excited because I've been waiting a long time for it, and actually it's come earlier than I expected, so that's a brilliant thing. But you all know that there are QC issues. Tucked away inside this box at the moment is the Optimus Prime figure, and it either will be cracked, it may be subject to cracking, or it may be absolutely fine. And right now I've no idea which of those it's going to be, and that's quite worrying. I'm quite excited to have them, and I will be, of course, really careful with everything, but I am really nervous because if it's cracked right out of the box, I think I'm going to be utterly devastated. I don't even know if I'm going to post this. I think I'll have to do a whole new video just telling you how disappointed I am, but we shall persevere because we're not there yet. We're not there yet, but my fingers are firmly crossed that it's not going to be. I've already had one bad thing in a box that I've received recently, and if you've been watching my recent videos, you'll have seen what that was. So I could do without. I'm hoping that's my inbox issue. I don't want an inbox issue with this. I really, really don't. So anyway, wish me luck. This thing feels really super hefty. I think there's more than one actually. It looks like we've got 2, so there's probably one for Optimus and one for Ultra Magnus, or one for Ultra Magnus and Optimus and then one for combining. Could be either of those options, I suppose. We'll put that to one side. And here we have blue bolts, looking really good, tied in, so I'm not going to interfere with that just yet. We've got some bits for the space bridge. Looks lovely. Does it just pop out? Again, I'm going to probably do this. Oh no, it does. Yeah, it does, yeah. So it just pops out. It's very sturdy, so it's very nice, quite light. We've got the other one below it. Some of the other elements, I think that's what holds the bridge together. Fair enough. Some of Blue Bolt's missiles there, more of the stands. Blue Bolt's looks really lovely. I'm just going to zoom in for that face sculpt. Very, very nice. Look forward to seeing a bit more of Blue Bolt's in the near future. I think that's everything in this box. Oh, let me just put the instructions back in. We'll close this one up, and we shall get this one on top. So again, apologies for the shadowing. I think we all know what this is. I think this is the Energon sword. It is indeed. The Matrix sword, rather. Actually, I have to say, it looks much better in hand than it does in some people's videos, of where I've seen it already. And this, it's not, but it has a slightly more metallic purple look to it than I think I've seen in some of the other videos. So I'm quite here for that. I think that's quite nice. Yeah, I really like that. I won't assemble it now. Again, I'm going to do all of this in a proper video once I get stuff out of the boxes. This, I just wanted you and I to share the moment as I've returned home today to find that this has arrived. And so that's those first 2 boxes. Now I shall rescue the next 2 boxes. Okay, so I've now got these 2 out of the box, and I have to say it feels a bit like Christmas morning with all of these boxes, and Omega Prime just standing there going, it's the moment of truth. Well, it sort of isn't, it isn't, because I think they're packaged in vehicle mode, so I don't know if I'll be able to see or not whether or not Optimus has the issues with the abs. So anyway, let's start with this one. This, I believe, absolutely, Ultra Magnus. So here we have the chrome elements. Very nice they are too. I'm going to again leave them in there for now. And here we have, is there a tray there? Yes, there is. Nothing in the tray. Oh my goodness me. So here we have, I'm going to put in there for a second, move this over here for a second. That's not what you want to see. So here we have, fresh out of the box, requiring some assembly, the wonderfully rolling Ultra Magnus Robots in Disguise Haslab for 2025, and it looks really great. It's very sturdy. You can easily fit some deluxe cars on there, maybe not so much inside, maybe we'll figure that one out. But this is hefty. This is lovely. This is a win. And the white seems very white. Let's have a look underneath. Yep, the white seems very white. I know that was a concern, that there was a bit of pre-yellowing on the white plastic. Doesn't seem to be an issue. But we will look at Magnus in his own terms shortly, which leaves us with this main event here. So let's. Oh, I feel a bit uncomfortable. Here he comes. So there's his ear bits. And right, I'm gonna probably need 2 hands to get him out, so bear with me 2 seconds and I will be right back. So I'm just getting rid of some of the little bits of plastic and so on and so forth. There's another bit there which you thought I would have noticed. Oh, it's exciting. It's just, again, I'm sort of super aware of not trying to damage anything. That's just a bit of extra support. So we need to attach his ears. Not going to do that now. I'm going to do all of this for a future video. I'm going to tell you now, he looks phenomenal. Cracked or not cracked, he looks incredible. Very great to roll. Really hefty, really big. Let's check out the underside, the dreaded underside. Well, we all know that the secrets are contained in there. But again, what we're seeing here, absolutely beautiful. Really, really beautiful. Lovely detailing. Really, really excited to get an in-depth look at this in the actual platform. But we all know what we want to know, and I need to know, and I'm going to do it now. So bear with me. I've got to check. Okay, so now I know. Now I know what I know. So I've partially transformed the cab area, and I have to say the ab section is absolutely intact. There are no issues with the ab section at all. I have collapsed it and extended it twice. It's been nerve-wracking, I won't lie, but it's been nerve-wracking because I'm nervous about damaging it. I'm nervous about damaging these things anyway, but I've been super nervous about damaging this one. I have also had a look in this compartment here. I can't get much light in there at the moment, I'm afraid. Now, on other people's videos, you've been able to see the those teeth that have caused some of the problems in there. I'm sure you have. I can't see them in here, and it doesn't feel like it's running against that sort of friction. Now, it might be just my imagination or wishful thinking, but it feels to me very much like, and again, if I almost don't want to do it while someone's watching, in case I mess it up, because I was being really kind of, there we go. I'm not going to go too far, but yeah, it's because I'm being hesitant with it, which is why it's not helpful. But when I did it a moment ago, it didn't really give me any. It's giving me more resistance now, which is making me freak out. But hold on 2 seconds. Back again, and ta-da! So yeah, I was a bit hesitant to start with. You may have gathered that. But following being a bit hesitant, I then was a bit less hesitant and a bit more robust. And by holding it quite carefully, I reassured myself that I was sort of absorbing any additional shock into my hands, probably utterly making that up, but it was psychologically beneficial. But it's compressed without any problems. It's extended without any problems, and it's compressed again without any problems. And in a moment, I'm going to extend it again and put it back into fire truck mode, ready for when I start looking at them properly. But it looks like touch wood, I don't have the problem. Also, as I say, when I'm looking down inside here, you can see this has now come all the way up to the top. I can't see the teeth on either side that has caused the problem. So I don't know whether, because we're in the UK, there's been a second batch. It's like they've addressed it. And I think part of the problem with that is, and I think it's a mistake on Hasbro's part, is they haven't told us anything. They were aware of the issue, and it was proving to, well, certainly appearing to be quite a widespread issue. In considering it's a limited run figure, but they haven't sort of come forward and said, we are aware of that issue, we're going to deal with the people that've got it, but please know that for the future batches that we've released, we've addressed it, because then I'd have been more confident doing that. So I do wonder, and if anyone knows, do let me know in the comments if you've heard anything about sort of the later releases, i.e. UK and possibly beyond, having a fixed version of this, because, as I say, it's still a bit stiff, but it would be. It's brand new, but it's stiff without. Now I've done it a couple of times. I'm still apprehensive, but I don't feel as apprehensive as I did, and there's certainly no initial damage. So I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic that I'm in the clear. But I will, of course, like you would with any $200+ pound figure, continue to be very careful in any transformations and use of that joint. But yeah, so far so good. So anyway, taking myself out of the equation slightly there, we've got all of this to look at, we've got this to look at, we've got these other bits to look at. I'm going to do some assembly work. I'm going to try and assign some time over the next day or two to pull a video together, or the first video where we start looking at this particular Haslab. But yeah, my initial concerns were significant, but so far so good. Okay, thanks for watching this. Apologies, it's a bit of a sort of ham-fisted edit, but as you'll appreciate, there's a lot here, and I wanted to get it all out in my excitement. And next time around, we will be going directly to the review station, and we can look at each individual component properly. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me in this thrown together video. You've been a fantastic audience. Thanks for giving me your time. I've been the Triple TC, that's the Time Travelling Toy Collector, and this has been the beginnings of the Transformers Haslab Omega Prime, Optimus Prime, Ultra Magnus, Blue Bolts tucked away in there, and all that goes with them. And I can't wait to see you in the future video where we start to look at these in a bit more detail. And it just remains for me to say that thank goodness a thing of beauty really appears to be a toy forever. Take care. Bye-bye for now.